3Shape's new software, Implant Studio, gives you the possibility to do implant planning and design surgical guides for guided implant surgery. Implant Studio is available in 3 different packages for both clinics and labs. The first is Implant Studio Planner, where all implant planning features are enabled, allowing you to exploit the advantages of prosthetic-driven implant planning. The second one is Implant Studio Full Solution, where both implant planning and surgical guide design features are enabled. The third solution is Implant Studio Integrated with Dental System, where implant positioning and surgical guide design are done in Implant Studio, and then the workflow is finished by designing abutments and crowns in Dental System. To open Implant Studio, click on the implant icon on the desktop, and the window will open with Choose User. To log in, click on your personalized operator or on the default operator. An additional user can be added under Configuration in Implant Studio. There are 2 ways of creating orders within Implant Studio, either through adding a patient or using the calendar. To create an order by adding a patient, click on the patient icon in the upper left corner. Simply click Add Patient. Please fill out the required fields and click OK. Click New Session to create an order. Select date and time, and the order will appear in the day overview. To return to the main menu, you can always click on the Home icon. If you prefer to create an order using the calendar instead, then click Calendar on the left-hand side. Select time slot and the order will be created. Please fill in the patient's details. To import surface scans, click Load and find the correct STL or 3Shape DCM file in the folder where the scan has been saved. To import the CT scan, click Load and select only one of the DICOM files in the folder. Implant Studio support all open DICOM DCM file formats, which comply with the 3Shape DICOM conformance statement found on our website. When the scan is imported, a CT confirmation window will appear. Please click Confirm. If a DICOM file fails to load, please refer to the conformance statement or alternatively contact your CT manufacturer for clarification. In the order form, please select the desired indication. In this example, I'll be doing a temporary crown, implant planning, and a surgical guide design. Once all details are filled out, please click on the implant icon on the workflow bar to proceed to next step. Once the order form has been completed, you proceed to the cropping step. From here you can optionally go to the preparation step by clicking the preparation step icon in the workflow bar. The preparation step is the pre-planning step, allowing us to modify the surface scan. You can virtually remove teeth from the surface scan. For cases where a combined tooth extraction, implant placement is desired in the same surgery. Click on the green plus to add patch and draw the contour of the area which should be removed from the scan. Click on the green plus again to define a new area for virtual tooth removal. To remove a patch, click on the icon with a single red cross. You can remove all patches by clicking the icon with multiple red crosses. You can also modify the socket depth by moving the slider. Click Preview to see the result. Click Next to proceed to the cropping step. At the cropping step, we can define the area of the CT scan to work within the application. To analyze the CT scan, you can use the sliders in the 3 views to scroll through the different slides of the CT scan. To crop the CT scan, use the blue control points to choose the area needed. You can always return to the cropping step in case you want to change the size of the displayed CT volume. You can see graphic, volume and cropping information in the window below the CT views. Also, the volume regions will appear as green and valid if there is enough graphic card memory. It will turn red and invalid if there is not enough graphic card memory. Once we have selected the desired area of the CT scan, we can move on to the scan alignment by clicking Next. In the scan alignment step, we will align the CT scan with the surface scan. The scans are shown in 3 windows. Down to the left is the CT scan. Down to the right, the surface scan is shown. And in the center above the 2 windows, you can see the combined 3D scenes. Before the alignment, you can change the visibility of the hard bone by moving the threshold slider. Here the scale displays the density threshold in Hounsfield units. To align the scans, please select 3 points on the CT scan in the left window below, and position 3 points in the same order on the surface scan in the same approximate positions as on the CT scan. Please use only teeth for the alignment. After having put the last point, the scans will be auto-aligned. To check the alignment quality, click on the Difference Map button. Click the blue arrow or press E on your keyboard to maximize the window. Areas highlighted in green indicates an optimal alignment, as you can see from the legend bar on the right. To improve the alignment, you can adjust the positions of the points. You can also mark the region of interest on the surface scan to improve the alignment. Click on the green plus icon and a green circle will appear near your cursor. Mark the area where you would like to improve the alignment. The scan will then realign. To remove the region of interest manually, click on the red cross icon. To eliminate all areas marked with the green, click on the multiple red crosses icon. An additional way of checking the alignment is clicking on the 2D icon in the CT scan window. You can change the cross-section area by positioning it the way you need. Use blue points to move the plane up and down. Use red points to rotate the plane. You can maximize the 2D window by clicking the blue arrow or E button on your keyboard. You can also measure distances within the view by putting 2 points which will indicate the start and the end of the measured distance. Once you are satisfied with the alignment, please click Confirm Alignment. To proceed to Panoramic Curve, click Next. The Panoramic Curve step will let you create the panoramic view of the jaw. In our case, the axial plane should be positioned approximately where the roots are converting into teeth. Put minimum 4 points on the axial plane to define the panoramic view. Click twice on the last point to finish the draft of the line. The view will appear underneath the actual window. To adjust the depth of the panoramic curve, please use the slider in the lower right corner of the panoramic view window. Press the Next button to move to the next step. At the nerve definition step, we have to define the position of the mandibular nerve. You can press and hold the control button and use the scroll wheel on the mouse to move through the scan in the axial, orthogonal, tangential, and panoramic views. Click on the panoramic view to identify the exit point of the nerve canal. On the orthogonal view, a red circle will appear, and by clicking once you will mark the exit point of the nerve. Then you move down the nerve canal either in the tangential or in the orthogonal view, and by clicking again you can continue defining the nerve. We can also adjust the nerve by moving the mouse over the nerve, and it will change from red to blue. With the cursor you can move the nerve. Press and hold Shift and scroll slowly to adjust the nerve diameter. You can always check the nerve canal in the 3D view by moving the CT visibility slider to make the scan more or less visible. To remove the nerve and start over, click on the bin icon. Once you have defined the nerve canal, you can move to the anatomy design step by clicking Next. The anatomy design step allows you to create virtual crowns. Click the Smile Library icon to select the desired tooth anatomy and place it on the surface scan. To change the shape of the crown, you can select another library. To modify the crown shape, use the Global Transformation tool. Pull the points to adjust the crown. To change the tooth anatomy, use the Morph tool. Click on the Morph icon, adjust the area on the tooth, and modify it. You can also use the Add Remove tool to add or remove material. Once you have finished modifying the crown into the desired shape, you can proceed to Implant Planning step by clicking Next. Before adding the implant, please choose the tooth indication. To add the desired implant, click on the green plus icon and select an implant system from the list. Double-click the desired implant to add it. If you want to place multiple implants, select another tooth in the top workflow bar and click the green plus again to add an additional implant. The implant will automatically position itself relative to the virtual crown, which have been positioned previously. As an alternative, or in case where you have not designed the virtual crown, you can also insert the implant manually by clicking the green arrow icon, Reset Manually. Center the axis of the panoramic view on the crown. Point the insertion direction of the implant. Start with the occlusal side, followed by the apical side. To enlarge the cross-section window, press E or the blue arrow, and start to adjust the implant position by using the control points. You can pivot or tilt it. Move it with the cursor of the mouse. You can also press and hold Control button and restrict your movements. Click on Disable Implant Aligned Plane to disable implant centering to the central axis. Then press and hold the Control button and scroll the mouse wheel in all 2D views to move along the CT scan. You can also press the clipping plane to create a cut of the scan in the 3D scenery. This allows you to look inside the bone structure. You can also easily scroll through the scan in the 3D and all 2D views by moving the mouse along the panoramic curve in the panoramic view. Here you can use the red control points to rotate the implant along its own axis. You also have 3 types of measurements in the cross sections. To demonstrate these, I have previously added 3 additional implants. By clicking on the ruler, you can insert any distance measurements. To measure the bone density, click the density measurement icon. Moving the cursor on the scan will show you the bone density in Hounsfield units. You can also measure the angle between implant by clicking Insert Angle Measurement. Put 2 points on the implant axis to measure the angle between them. To remove any measurements, click on the bin icon. To prevent you from penetrating the nerve, the implant has a safety zone, which can be modified by the user under Configuration. This appears with a green line around the implant. If the implant is positioned too close to the nerve or neighboring implant, it will turn red. You can also insert automatic measurements. Right-click the screen, select the measuring tape and choose Implant to Nerve Distance or Implant to Jaw Distance. You can also measure angle and distance between the implants automatically. If you have selected an implant and you want a different length, use the green control point in the 2D or 3D view and pull it down to change the implant length. In case you need to position implants parallel, they can be grouped and positioned parallel to a selected implant. Click Implant Groups and select the implants you would like to group. To align chosen implants to one of them, please mark it with the green arrow and click on Group Implants. You can change the visibility of the objects by adjusting the visibility sliders. Preparation slider, center view clipping, CT opacity. We have three predefined options for CT visibility. This can be modified by the user. You can also change the visibility of the separate elements of the CT scan by using more advanced CT visibility sliders. To reset the slider's positions, click the orange arrow. Once you have done the implant planning, you can proceed to the surgical guide step by clicking Next. In the surgical guide step, you can design the surgical guide based on your implant planning. On the left-hand side, we have several tools available to design the guide and to select and change several predefined settings. You have the possibility to select between different sleeve types. In this case, we will use the predefined sleeve type. Choose the sleeve type by clicking on the sleeve library and find the desired sleeve. Double-click to select it. The position of the shown sleeve in the 3D scene is based on the implant position. Please check the offset between the sleeve and the implant shoulder. The sleeve offset is defined by the implant manufacturer, and therefore a range of different offset is not always available. Depending on the available space, planned surgery and surgical kit, the optimal offset value should be defined. In case the sleeve collides with the surface scan, like the gingiva, the sleeve turns yellow. It must be evaluated if this can be compromised during the surgery, example by compressing the gingiva. To adjust the sleeve height, drag the control points. You can also add glue channels to the guide by clicking the glue channel icon. The glue channel will appear on the sleeve. You can adjust the glue channel's position by dragging the blue points. The software sets the insertion direction of the guide automatically, but you can change it by clicking Set from View or Auto Detect on the menu bar. To outline the surgical guide, press the green plus icon to add a patch. Draw the outline by putting dots or by drawing a line. Finish the outline at the point where you have started it. The surgical guide can consist of several patches. Click the green plus to start a new outline. Please also choose the 3D printer and material from the drop-down menu. Default settings will be shown and they can be modified manually to your preferred settings. Click Preview to visualize the guide. To do a cross-section of the guide, right-click on the screen to add a 2D cross-section. Draw the crossing line on the 3D object. Cross-section will appear in the lower right corner. Maximize the window for better visibility of the objects. You can measure any distance by putting 2 points. We can also add attachments to our surgical guide. Click the sub-step bars and windows, and then the little black arrow to select either a viewing window or a support bar. Adjust them by dragging the control points. To remove one active object, which will be green, click on the red cross. To delete all attachments, click the button with the multiple red crosses. Click Preview to see the final result. To add an ID tag to the guide, go on to the sub-step ID tag. You can add any identification name onto the surface of the guide, example order ID, number or patient's name. The ID tag will appear near your cursor. It will turn red on the places where you cannot add the ID tag. It will turn green where it's possible. Once you have clicked on the guide to place the ID tag, it will turn purple to show you the final position of the ID tag. Once your guide is created, click Next to proceed to Save and Send step. A window will appear where you can approve the planning and the guide design at once or independently. Please read the approval carefully, as it is a statement that you are responsible for the planning and the guide design, and all is done with the required care. Click Apply and Send to confirm the selected approval. The order will automatically be sent to the lab you have chosen and saved on your desktop. Bear in mind that if both planning and guide design are approved, you cannot modify the order. However, you still have the viewing mode. After the order has been saved, the folder Manufacturing will be created automatically on your desktop. To view the output data, open Save folder. You will get the surgical report, the drilling protocol, the guide in OpenSTL format, the virtual crown and the surface scan. Communicate with your partner using 3Shape Communicate. If the order has been sent to a lab, you can chat with your partner, lab or clinic by sharing comments. Click Write a comment, type the text and click Send. You can receive partner's answer in your chat box. Click refresh to check for updates. You can also launch 3Shape Communicate by clicking Launch 3Shape Communicate. Click Send Snapshot to share their screenshot with your partner. Add comments if needed and click Send. Click Cancel to cancel the screenshot.